So welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for being with us this evening, going through how you can access affordable travel with Team Dragonflies. And we're all about exploring the world and healing the soul, because I think travel is such an important part of our mindfulness, our emotional health. And studies actually show that when we're looking forward to going on a trip, we're actually releasing those endorphins that make us feel good. So why not have that as a constant flow? Why not have it so that we can afford to go on trips all the time, whenever we choose, wherever we choose, and with whoever we choose? So this company has been around for 11 years, and we have head offices in Temecula, California. Our European contingent, we have our head office in Madrid, Spain. And you can see in the middle there, we've got David and Adela Hart. They're the founders of this company, and they are really heart-led. It's not just in their name. They have a large family. They've got 7 children. And what they found was they didn't feel it fair that travel, 4 and 5 star travel, should only be available to those that can afford to go in 4 or 5 star resorts. So what they did, they've been in the industry over 30 years, and what they did was looked at a way that they could make travel affordable for everyone, for every single pocket, for every budget that you might have, but also make sure it's luxurious travel, because who doesn't want that and who doesn't deserve that? We work hard all year. Sometimes we're getting into debt just to go on a holiday, and we shouldn't have to do that, because it should be available to all. The world is not exclusive to those that have money, or it shouldn't be. So they found a way to change the way the travel industry works. Now, you might not know, but 2 companies own 95% of the search engines online. So when you go looking for a place in Tenerife or Portugal or wherever it is that you're going, New York, when you're comparing those search engines, the likelihood of them being owned by the same company is really high. That rings alarm bells for me, because that's not something I feel like I'm being duped. If that's happening, it's not clear. There's no clarity as to where I'm getting my deals from. Now, we have a search engine that I'm going to show you in a moment that's completely independent of all of those companies. And that's just one of 3 parts of our membership. Just have a watch of this.
You ever book travel using Orbitz, Expedia, Priceline, Trivago, or one of the others, you're overpaying every time you use them. You're going to want to see this and learn how you can benefit from this knowledge.
You go to online travel sites and scour them looking for the best hotel deal. You may be actually wasting your time.
I've used Expedia, Trivago, there's Booking.com.
Always looking for a bargain. I like to see the red numbers that make you think like you're getting a good deal.
But that may not be the case.
Almost all those sites are owned by one of 2 companies.
According to the nonprofit Consumers Checkbook, Expedia and Booking Holdings owns 95% of third-party booking sites. That means shopping around may be a waste of time, and Checkbook says calling the hotel directly won't land you a better deal. They're hesitant to undercut the booking site.
So to explain how that works, every single hotel and resort, or most, have an agreement with a search engine that's online. And they're hesitant to undercut that search engine. So they give them a percentage of what they would normally earn through that. And what happens is a lot of these search engines will whack on a huge commission on top of what you're paying. Now, for me, I want to see exactly what I'm paying for, and I want to see exactly who that money's going to. Search engines these days do not have that. They are hosted by just 2 companies. 95% of them are hosted by 2 companies. And you can imagine that there's a lot of money to be made there. So I'm going to share with you in a moment exactly how we can get around that, how we can solve that problem so that everything is clear, so that we know exactly where the money's going, which is directly to the hotel or the resort only, and so that you're not paying a hefty commission on top of it. Now, these are all the different things that we cover through our membership. I'm not going to go into each one of those in detail. If any of these strike you and you want to ask about them, please do. But in terms of our search engine, It's one of three aspects of our membership, like I've said. This is just one example, and this is quite typical of the examples that you'll find. This is a trip to Portugal, and if you were to go on booking.com, you'd pay over £5,000. You're saving £3,000, £3,000 booking through our membership. And that's how much commission booking.com add onto this particular trip. There's more. Canary Islands, the retail rate for that, if you were to use a search engine traditionally, would be £800. You can actually go for a week for 4 people for £6. Cabo San Lucas, 1-bedroom suite. You're looking at over £1,000 for that one. With us, you will pay £119. And a 2-bed suite in Orlando. Now, this is in the heart of Florida in Kissimmee. It's central to all the theme parks. And you can get discounted theme park tickets as well. 2-bed suite, £920 for a week. You're going to pay £114. Now, none of these include flights, but we do have a huge array of flight hacks that we use regularly when we're traveling, and we openly share that with you as our members. You can see at the bottom that hashtag, we are not a timeshare. We're not affiliated with any timeshare. There is no contract. You're not tied into anything. You don't sign on the dotted line with blood, and you are not required to attend any meetings in terms of your travel membership at all, ever, if you choose not to. All will become clear in a moment. So that was a trip that I went on with my children. After the world locked down like it did, as soon as we could travel in the July, I booked this trip, and that's what I paid, £654 for a week in a log cabin on a lake. It was absolutely beautiful. And my son said to me after it, it's the best holiday he's ever had. And I wanted to book that trip, not only to cement our family together and reconnect ourselves after being locked at home for so long, but also to show the world you can travel again. And it worked perfectly, because after this trip, after saving £617 on this trip, I actually traveled the length and breadth of the UK and went on 5 weeks vacation throughout that following year. And it was honestly the best time. I've since been on many more trips, which I'll be sharing some of them with you in a moment. But the savings on that alone enabled me to book more. And that's what we're all about. Now, the second aspect of, it's only a few miles away, Carnforth. Yes, it's not far at all from you, and it's a beautiful place. The second and third aspects of our membership. So that one that I've just talked about is our search engine. It gives you commission-free travel when you use that search engine. The second and third aspects of our membership are separate to that. But what they work on with our membership, the clue's in the name, it's a membership. So it's a subscription like Netflix. You basically pay a monthly subscription, and then you can access, it's a platform to access these exclusive prices. No one else does what we do in the whole world. And I tell you, I've done it for 5 years, and it's something that is going to be with me for the rest of my days, because I can't be without it anymore. But the second and third aspects of our membership are actually tied into the subscription that we pay each month. Because when you pay that subscription, the amount that you pay for your subscription, there's different levels that you can choose as well, which I'll go into in a moment. Your subscription cost is doubled up by the company and returned to you in the form of points that you can redeem against the second and third aspect of your membership. So the second aspect is, let me go back. The second aspect is our getaway. So the Pine Lake Resort, Charlotte, that you mentioned, that's what we saved using those points that had accumulated during the time that we were locked down. I used those points, a standard amount each time that you book a getaway, and we saved £617 on that trip. And that was for 6 people, and it was for a week. Now, we went on to go to Scotland for 2 weeks. One of those weeks was for £45 for 6 of us. The dog, we took our dog with us. Some of these places in the UK are dog friendly. She should have cost £75 just for a 4-legged friend. For 6 of us, I'm not even counting the legs that we have, but for 6 of us, it was almost half that price. Thankfully, because we're members with this club, the £75 fee was actually waived anyway. And there's lots of different perks like that that we get. So the getaways are ideal for you and your family or you and your friends to book somewhere and go on a trip. The third aspect that also uses those subscription points that are accumulating are what we call world tours. Now, the getaways you can book at any time, and you can go anywhere in the world that's available at that time. It is a live inventory and it changes all the time. It's worth checking it all the time, but there are thousands and thousands of places to choose from. World tours are a little bit different in so much that there are certain dates that you can book. This is pre-booked travel that's paid a year in advance, and it's all planned out for you by the company. And the idea of world tours is for you to go and meet other members, because we are a massive community worldwide, and you're going to meet some of that community in a second. And we will meet up for socials. We'll meet up for business days if we choose to use this as a business, and we'll just have fun. We're all about having fun. Now, if you do go down the business route, that is a separate presentation. Just let us know and we can go through that with you. If you don't want to do that, that's fine as well. You can still take advantage of all these amazing prices. And there's no pressure. There's no requirement for you to do anything other than enjoy your membership. Venice, Italy, 5 days, a breakfast included, glass factory tour, complimentary water shuttle, retail rate £890. Now, I went on this trip in November, and I didn't pay that £277 member rate, because what happens with world tours especially, sometimes there will be flash sales. And we've got one on for Dubai at the moment, which we'll talk about in a moment at the end. But the Venice trip was actually on offer for $1, which equates to 80 pence in UK speak. So I booked, and Daryl, to go to Venice, Italy for $1, 80 pence. And then I went on and used the flight hacks that we have. And I went on a 5-day trip to Venice, a place that has been on my bucket list for so long. It was absolutely incredible. You're going to see a little bit more about that in a second. But who can turn that down? You can't get that anywhere else. There's no one else that's going to give you that rate. We've got a Dubai trip there. You can see member rate £79. And then Montego Bay, Jamaica. It's 5 days, 5-star resort, all inclusive, for £490. That's for at least 2 people. And just to give you a bit of a heads up, these rates are either for 2 or 3 people, and they're not each. They're for the whole party that are going to access the room that you're going to. Have a watch of this.
Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Laura, I can't help but smile at those pictures. It brings back so many happy memories. All of those people you see in the pictures are members of our club, and they either just went to enjoy Venice for $1 or they are actual business partners. And there's a few of us that kind of took some time and spent a few days together. And do you know what? We had a chat about business. And they're from all over the world, from the States, from Russia, from France. And these are friends for life. And what's happened when we've been on these trips, we've kind of put our heads together and talked about how's it going in the States? How's it going in the UK? How can we combine forces? How can we work together to make this happen for everyone? Because everyone deserves to access travel at this price when you can get it. And it was an incredible trip.
Hold tight, you're slowly coming back to life. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Let go of all your haunted dreams tonight. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Hold tight, you're slowly coming back to life. I've been giving you hell, I've been giving you hell, darling. Let go of all your haunted dreams tonight. I've been giving you hell. I won't let you down. Everyone keeps a darker place to lose control. You're not too.
Again, some beautiful, beautiful people. You will recognize some faces in those pictures. Absolutely incredible trip to Malaga. I've actually booked this trip again for next October. And this was a special one for me because this is the first time that I've been able, as a single mum of 4, to take my children abroad on a plane. So it was really, really special to be able to do that and then to share the trip and share the experience with those beautiful souls. There were people from Spain, there were people from France, people that had come all the way from the States. And again, friends for life. We speak now, we're planning trips for this year to meet up again. And it's a really special atmosphere. It's a really special community to have that available. But look at the saving, 566 quid kept in your pocket. £27 this was. Now I've got 4 children. So my sister is a member as well. And I booked this trip and she booked the same trip. And we paid £52. Have I done the maths right? £54 for 6 of us to go and stay in Malaga. And you saw the room, deluxe sea view room. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You cannot get prices like this anywhere else. At this point, I always ask everyone, what would you pay for access to these services? And I get a range of answers. And usually people are saying, this is way out of my league. There's not a chance I can afford to access this. This platform is not going to work for me because I think it's going to be too expensive. You give so much value. I don't think it's within my price range. And what I will say to you is I thought exactly the same until I just did it. There's 3 options for you. We have a silver option, which gives you access only to the search engine. So that wholesale search engine that I shared at the beginning, where you're not paying any commissions on top of the price, great deal. You're going to be paying around £39 a month for that. That would be ideal for you if you're going to have a few weekends away with your family, not if you're planning on taking some major trips. The next 2 memberships are best for that. So the Titanium and Platinum memberships give you access to everything that I've shown you tonight. You can see the prices are slightly different, £54 a month for Titanium, £100 a month for Platinum. The only difference between those memberships is the amount of savings that you get. What we tend to find is people come to us and say, oh, I need this in my life, but I'm not sure. That's when we have another chat. But if we don't have another chat and you just take it anyway, a few people have gone for Titanium. Within a month, they've been upgrading their account to Platinum because they're getting there quicker and they want the travel. They want those endorphins. They want to have that good time. So just bear in mind, you need to communicate with us. Talk to us about what it is that you want. We will make sure you get access to the best possible thing that you need. There's also a way to get your membership completely free, and I did this. I started within this about 5 years ago. Excuse me. And I paid for 2 months. And then what I did was I spoke to a few people and said, have you seen what I'm saving on my travel now with 4 kids? And they said, wow, give me some. And I got 3 people who took out a membership with me. And I was then in a position where I was earning a daily residual pay. So I didn't have to do anything else if I didn't want to. The amount that I was earning covered the cost of my membership. So for the 5 years I've had this, I've only ever paid for it for 2 months. Who doesn't want a free travel membership? Some of the trips that we get available, I mean, you go into Venice for $1 and you've not had to pay anything else when your membership is free. I'm up for that. I think you will be too. Just a quick breakdown. So when those travel points that I've mentioned that give you those really discounted prices for the getaways and the world tours, when you enroll, you automatically get 250 points on a platinum membership. When you pay each month, like you've got your Netflix, you've got your gym membership. I mean, we're living a subscription culture these days. When you pay that subscription for your travel, you get 250 points every single month. They soon build up. And just to give you an example of how this all breaks down, this is a five-star world tour resort. If you look in the middle there, the retail rate for I think it's a 7-night stay is $2,831. If you used our search engine as a member, we can knock off $1,882 straight off. So your retail rate as a member with us using our search engine is $949. It's pretty bloody impressive. However, your subscription points that are accumulating every single month, 250 points without fail, that are accumulating and building up. If you let them build to 1,300 points, you're only ever going to pay $299 for the exact same room. Do you see how that works? And I can imagine this is pretty mind-blowing. So what I would ask now is, are there any questions? Please ask them in the chat or feel free to unmute. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I would ask you, if you don't want to unmute, it's absolutely fine. If you don't want to talk right now, that is also fine. But come and speak to us after, because we will tailor make a full presentation in real time as to where you want to go, what you want to save, and how you want to do it, how often you want to go. So please come and ask us. Does anyone want to add anything?
Yeah, I always want to add something.
Oh. Go on, Daryl.
Yeah, one thing that what's amazing for me, because I'm a lady of a certain age, but I don't think that makes any difference at all, because however young you are, it's still relevant, is you can build a great retirement fund with this. If you choose to go down that road, you can build a great retirement fund over a few years.
Yeah.
And it gives you time freedom, means you can knock all those things off your bucket list you always wanted to do, but do it earlier, not wait, do it now whilst you're building. I think that's just a diamond opportunity for anybody.
And I don't think we think about that enough. When we get to a point where it's like, oh shit, what am I going to do now for my retirement?
Yeah, exactly. It hits you
So
like
if you can let it build up now.
Life trundles on and you don't think about it because it's always further down the line, but one day it's not. It's right in front of your face. And if you haven't made adequate provisions for a £1 million retirement fund while you've got a corporate business or something, you could find yourself in a dodgy situation.
Yeah.
When you can't afford that jar of marmalade this week, you've got to put it back on the shelf. I've seen old ladies doing that. That's where I've got that from. And I thought I don't want that to be me.
Go on, Christina.
Can I ask as well, please? Sorry. We have the incentive trip, right? Which when we join, that the company give us incentive trip. Would you be able to express a little bit more about the incentive trips, please?
Yeah, you know about the incentive trip already, don't you, Christina?
I mean, I haven't used it yet.
Okay. So
So
yeah, I mean, there's so much to take in. We don't cover every aspect of the membership on our presentation, but yeah,
Mhm.
an amazing aspect of the membership that we didn't have in the way we have it now when I
Mhm.
first joined. So we have an incentive trip. If you know anything about the travel agency world, you will have heard of fan trips, which are familiarization trips. And
Mhm.
as a travel agent, you can actually go and visit hotels and resorts all over the world for a hugely discounted price, with the idea that you will have an experience you can share with your customers. So what we have, which is a similar thing, is an incentive trip. And we used to have it that it would be one every single membership lifetime. You'd
Mhm.
have to choose wisely as to when you wanted to take it, because you could only ever do it once.
I just
We've
wanted to double
developed
check.
over time, and now we have it once every year, and you can choose from places all over the world.
Woo!
Yeah.
Every year now.
Every single year, yeah.
Brilliant. That is it. I just wanted
Yeah.
to verify that by you. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Daryl, was there something else?
Yeah, I was about that. I thought this year I'd like to go to the Christmas market in Berlin because it just looks so amazing. And I could do that on my free incentive trip. There was a free incentive trip to Berlin.
Yeah,
So I thought I might do that because Berlin's an expensive place to go, city.
yeah,
But if I can get a free, I mean, well, it's free, but you just have to pay taxes for the hotel.
yeah,
But that's all you have to pay. Plus, obviously, get some budget flights or whatever. My daughter fancies coming with me as well. So
yeah. Mother and daughter time. I love that.
Christmas market weekend or whatever. Yeah, I think you get about 3 nights usually for these things.
Yeah,
So I thought that would be a nice little thing to do as my free trip voucher.
that's a really good idea. Really good idea. There's so much choice, and you can kind of, it's like building blocks, really. You can build exactly what you want for your travel needs. So if you've got kids and you want to go to Orlando, or you want to go to, I don't know where it might be, Paris, or I mean, my kids just want the beach. That's what they want. They want
Yeah,
sunshine and the beach and the sea.
beach and
So
swimming. That's all I want.
yeah, but you can tailor make it. So you can decide to have a wholesale trip. So you can use your search engine. I mean, Charlotte, I don't know if you're able to talk, and it's fine if you can't, but you've done all of these. You've used all the different aspects of it as well by going on trips to the States and all sorts of things, haven't you? And it's so easy to do, but you can even expand your trip. So you could take some time using the search engine, then you could add on a week for a getaway in the same place. And if a world tour's around at the same time, you can spend some good time abroad.
That's what
So,
I've been looking at the moment. So with my incentive trip this year, I looked at Bali.
yeah,
So I was thinking of using the world tour
yeah,
in Bali, and then I've got my vouchers for 7 days though.
yes,
So
that's even better.
I can pay the taxes on the voucher, which is only about £47.
That's good.
So I can stay in the world tour, like the all inclusive one in Bali, and then have another week for
Yeah.
free. And
When is it? Remind me when it is, Charlotte.
I forgot. I think
I
like I think
This-
is it the end of I think the Bali one's the end of March, but what they let you do now is you can change your voucher. So if you haven't like fully paid for it, it gives you a time to change it.
Yeah,
So
you've got 2 years
yeah,
to actually redeem that voucher as well. And we work
yeah,
on a 2-year cycle really in everything that we do, because everything's kind of carrying over, and we help people with what they want to do in the future. You can do stuff immediately, but
yeah,
we're kind of looking ahead, because this is something that we're all going to keep in our lives now. It's just a
yeah.
part of us, isn't it? So
I joined. I think it's 2 years ago in January. I joined now. It might even be a year, but I
happy
saved up.
anniversary.
I know it might. I think it's 2 years. I can't bloody
I think it
remember.
is.
But I saved my points up for 4 months,
Yeah.
and then I had enough to go to book the world tour in Malaga. And where did I go? Oh, LA, California, that
Yeah.
Christmas. So I went to California that Christmas. Then I had my Malaga world tour booked. I should have come to Venice, but I couldn't leave Harrison again. So And then next year, I'm going to save my points. I'm going to try and go to New York this Christmas.
Yeah.
Save the rest of my points because I've just seen that the flights to America from the 4th to the 15th of January are really discounted on Aer Lingus and like Google Flights. You can get flights to Orlando for £283 return.
Really? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I'm going to do that next January. I'm going to make sure I have like 600 quid put aside
Yeah.
because you can get free accommodation in Orlando
Yeah,
through the
exactly.
getaways. So
Yeah.
I'm going to book 2 different accommodations in Orlando for like 7 days each, and it'll only cost about 100 quid. And then I'll be there and I can get my Disney tickets, like save up for my
Yeah.
Disney tickets.
I mean,
So
how cool is it though when you're there? I mean, the world tours and getaways are very different. So getaways are for families and for you to do what you want to do, and it's like a family trip, isn't it? But then when you go
yeah,
on the world tours, how special is it?
you
I
feel like
mean,
you're
Charlotte, me
absolutely
and you couldn't stop laughing. It was
I
just
know.
hysterical. And then Daryl, you came out with me and the kids for one of the days in Malaga. We went out for a day trip to the marina. And Charlotte, you went out with some of the different guys from all over the world. And it's so special to have that kind of connection and that relationship. It's a good time.
Yeah, it was really good. My kids were like, "What the hell, Mum? Have we won the lottery?
Yeah.
Is this a joke? Is this our hotel?" And I was like, "Seriously, this is our hotel." It was like a palace, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And like, I can't believe it. And it was $32,
Yeah.
like 27 quid.
Yeah.
And there was a night bar. There was live entertainment every single night.
Yeah.
The Michael Jackson was good one.
And Michael Jackson was really amazing. What an amazing show that was. I didn't think it was going to be like that. He was a very talented dancer.
Yeah, he was.
And just that show alone would cost more than it cost us for the hotel.
Exactly.
I know. But because there's so many of us paying monthly around the world, that's why they can afford to do the rooms at that cost. So,
And he's done, I mean, David Hart has built up his reputation. He's a highly trusted businessman, and he's got all the connections that we need. There's no one that can do the things that we have with the membership anyway, because we've got the exclusive rights on that. But also he's got the connections and the reputation that people come to him and say, look, these are the hotels that we've got. What do you want to do with them? Do you know what I mean? And we're really, really blessed to have it.
Yeah, because it seems unbelievable to think, how can you go to a 5-star hotel for 32 quid? But it's just everyone paying monthly. That obviously pays the real cost of the hotel.
Yeah.
So we all get to go there still for the same money, but we're paying a tiny share of that money.
Exactly.
So yeah, I love it.
What happens with flights?
Louise, what happens with flights?
Yeah, how does that work?
So flights, you do have to pay separately for your flights. But over the years, we've built up a really good kind of repertoire of hacks that you can use. So there's different options that you can do with flights. We can go through all of those. As an example for, let me think, I can't remember now. Budapest, a couple of years ago, me and Daryl went to Budapest. How much was our flight? Was it £59 for the flight?
About 60 quid, yeah.
And then it was about 40 quid for 5 nights in Budapest. So you're going to Budapest for £100.
Yeah.
For 5 nights in a 5-star hotel.
Wow.
Like the Venice trip though as well, that cost $1, and I can't remember how much my flights were, but we can let you know, Louise. There's lots of different options, because over the years with the experiences that we've had, and we do have connections that used to work with British Airlines who tell us the real deal as to how things work. The flight industry is an absolute beast, and they don't offer discounts kindly. They're not very good, but there's ways and means around that, and we've got all of them. We know how to do it.
Yeah, if you want to have a brew over the weekend, Louise, I'll show you how I get them. But when I went to Malaga, I got our flights for £89 return, and I just did it like in private browsing, went on Google Flights, and Skyscanner it's called, and it if you just put like any UK airport in, it brings up all the flights from any airport, and you just choose the cheapest basically. So yeah, it's just
Daryl uses Jack's Flight Club as well, don't you?
yeah, they're
Jack's
good as
Flight
well.
Club's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've got our other part of the platform as well, where you can get discounts on flights and stuff as well. So yeah, it's just about, I normally look at the start of the year and think about where I want to go,
Yeah.
and I always know long haul flights are on sale in January, so about the 4th of January till the 15th, long haul flights are totally discounted, and then you get other ones. Sometimes, like, just say you fly to Dublin for 40 quid,
Yeah.
and then you can fly to America for about £230 rather than flying from London for 450. So it's just like little tricks like that.
It works though, doesn't it? It's like, because Malaga, I went on a budget to Malaga as a single mum. The travel abroad with the kids, for me, it's fine and I deserve it, so I'll keep doing it. But when it comes to having 4 kids and paying all of that, I have to do it on a budget. And what we did on our return flight, we actually did a stopover, not overnight, but we actually went to a couple of different places on the way home and switched flights. That's also much cheaper. And I tell you now, to do that with 4 kids, and my kids, their ages range from 5 to 16, so all between. And they were absolutely bloody amazing. And I was dreading it, but they were amazing. So for me, I don't mind going here, there, and everywhere to make it cheaper. And if I'm doing it on a budget, I'm really fine if I'm doing it on my own. But with my kids, I was a bit kind of wary, but it needs must, and I wasn't missing the trip. So I did it anyway. And they were bloody amazing. And for the fact that it was the first trip abroad, it's really got them used to having that confidence in airports and going through customs and doing all the stuff you got to do in airports. So it's got its benefits as well. And I've saved a shed load of money. So it's good.
Yeah.
I've got some airport apps which there's Wizz Air and there's Jet2 and there's Ryanair, to name 3. And they're regularly sending me emails with discounts and offers, they've got on at the moment, £49 for Alicante, going on from Jet2, in certain months, and they'll suddenly do a flash thing, and so it's just have those apps and get all those offers come through.
Yeah, I'm all about empowerment as well. I think we should take control of our own travel in this way, because I think in the UK especially, and it's funny talking to people from other places in the world, because not all countries are the same, but in the UK especially, we've been kind of taught that go to a travel agent, they know best, and they're going to do X, Y, Z for you. That's all well and good, but I'm paying money to them when they've only really sat there, tapped on the computer, and I could have done that at home, So I'd rather keep that commission and feel empowered, because it is bloody empowering, isn't it? When I went to Venice, I traveled alone for the first time in my life. I'm 45. I've never been on a plane on my own until I went to Venice. And I'm like, yeah, I got the headphones in, got my book, just so chilled and like, come on, I can do this. And it's changed my life. This travel platform has completely changed my life, and it's changed the way that I look at things as well. So let's just have conversations about it, because it's not as scary as you might think. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool. We're all single mums as well. When we got to Malaga, we were like,
yes.
Oh, I'm a single mum, so I don't like my money's. And you were like, oh my God, I'm a single mum. I'm a single mum. And we were just saying how proud we were of ourselves, because we've took our kids on nice holidays, but I went on my own to Philadelphia as well.
Yeah.
And then you got to go on your own to Venice, and and you can have a girls' holiday out of it. Like, even if you don't have anyone to go with, when I met everybody, you just feel so comfortable because you're all like in the same boat. So you can have your girls' holidays, family holidays, and if you want, you can just go on your own and meet everyone else. So I love that part of it.
It's all good. Right, I'm going to wrap it up here. Louise, if there's any other questions or anything else that you want to ask, please let Charlotte or myself and Daryl know. Good to see you, Christina. I'm gonna
Nice to see you too.
I'm going to
Hiya.
close the Zoom, but it's been so lovely to see you all here. Thank you so much. Any questions, let us know. And if you are watching this and it's recorded, please go back to the person that has shared this with you if you've got any questions. We'll see you all very soon on the beaches of the world. Take care.
Whoa, thank